Imagine standing face to face with your darkest fear, knowing one wrong move could be your last. Now, standing in a dimly lit cavern, sweating and with a heart racing, Perseus observes the many who have failed and become frozen in time. Suddenly before him, the infamous Medusa and her serpentine hair writhing like a nest of angry vipers, her legendary gaze capable of turning the bravest to stone. In this moment, Perseus must act fast and strike before his fate ends in horrifying tragedy. Welcome to the History Realm. This is the story of Perseus, a hero not born but forged in the crucible of destiny and danger. But who was Perseus, and how did his path cross with Medusa, one of Greek mythology's most terrifying figures? Perseus, a seminal figure in Greek mythology, emerged from a union between the divine and the mortal. His father Zeus, the ruler of the gods, and his mother Danae, a mortal princess, found their lives entwined through a prophecy that sparked fear in the heart of King Acrisius, Danae's father. Concerned about a foretelling that his grandson would be his downfall, so he went on to imprison Danae, but Zeus in the guise of golden rain reached her, leading to Perseus's miraculous birth. This extraordinary beginning set Perseus apart. King Acrisius sent his daughter and infant grandson off into the blue sea in a chest. You can be sure to say King Acrisius won't be winning Father of the Year anytime soon. Anyways, Zeus would soon intervene with the help of his brother Poseidon. They both drifted ashore at the Greek island of Seriphos in the Aegean, where a fisherman took them in. Raised on a remote island, away from the luxuries of the royal court, he grew up under challenging circumstances. These early experiences shaped his resilience and character, preparing him for the heroic path ahead. And Medusa, who is one of the most intriguing figures in Greek mythology, often depicted as a monster, known as a Gorgon, with hair made of snakes. However, her story starts from a far different origin. According to Ovid's Metamorphoses, Medusa was initially a beautiful maiden, celebrated for her attractiveness. This beauty captured the attention of Poseidon, the god of the sea, who ravaged her in Athena's shrine. Outraged by this desecration of her sacred space, Athena transformed Medusa, turning her hair into snakes and cursing her gaze to turn onlookers into stone. Medusa's transformation from a celebrated beauty to a feared creature adds a layer of tragedy to her character. It reflects a nuanced perspective on her story, where she is not just a monster but also a victim of the whims of gods and their vengeance. This transformation has resonated through the ages, adding depth to her portrayal in various cultural contexts. In Greek and Roman artifacts, Medusa's head is frequently depicted, not just as a symbol of terror, but also as a protective amulet. The name Medusa itself is derived from an ancient Greek verb meaning to guard or protect, indicating a role far beyond her monstrous appearance. Her image has been found on shields, breastplates, mosaics, and even coins. This was a reflecting blend of fear, reverence, and her legacy as a protector against evil. If you are enjoying this story, make sure to press the like button to support our channel. Alright, let's move on with the story. So what propelled Perseus into his perilous quest to slay Medusa, and how did divine guidance from gods like Athena shape this daunting mission? Perseus's quest to slay Medusa was instigated by a challenge posed by Polydectes, who desired Perseus's mother, Danae. Polydectes, under the guise of a gift request, tricked Perseus into promising the head of Medusa. Bound by his promise and needing to protect his mother, Perseus embarked on this perilous mission. The mission was fraught with danger, as Medusa's gaze could turn anyone to stone. However, Perseus received divine assistance, a common theme in Greek mythology. The gods provided him with several magical items with the help of nymphs, a special shoulder bag, the invaluable helmet of Hades which rendered him invisible, the adamantine sword of Zeus made by Hephaestus, god of fire in the forge, and the mirrored shield of Athena. Additionally, Hermes, the messenger god, gifted Perseus his winged sandals so he could fly away as fast as the wind. Perseus's encounter with Medusa was a climactic moment, filled with tension and strategic cunning. To confront her, Perseus employed a mirrored shield, a clever tactic to avoid direct eye contact. He navigated through her lair, using the shield's reflection to guide him. While the Gorgon slept, the hero attacked. Athena's polished shield helped to view the reflection of Medusa's awful face and avoid her petrifying gaze, while he beheaded her with the adamantine sword. This clever use of reflection and indirect viewing was key to his success. So in other words, Perseus basically cheated with all the help he got. Upon Medusa's defeat from her severed neck, the winged horse Pegasus and a giant named Chrysaor emerged, marking the end of one myth and the beginning of others. Perseus then placed Medusa's head in his shoulder bag. Despite being pursued by Medusa's immortal sisters, Stheno and Euryale, on his journey home, Perseus was protected by the helmet of Hades, which rendered him invisible and untraceable. This confrontation stands as a testament to Perseus's heroism, wit, and the crucial role of divine assistance in Greek mythology. After his victorious encounter with Medusa, Perseus's journey led him to the rescue of Andromeda. She was the beautiful daughter of King Cepheus and Queen Cassiopeia of Ethiopia. Her story is intertwined with that of Perseus, marked by themes of heroism and destiny. The plight of Andromeda began when her mother, Cassiopeia, vainly boasted that her daughter was more beautiful than the Nereids, the sea nymphs. This boast angered the Nereids, who complained to Poseidon, the god of the sea. In response, Poseidon sent a sea monster, Cetus, to ravage the Ethiopian coast as a form of vengeance. The desperate king, seeking a solution, was told that the sacrifice of Andromeda was the only way to appease the wrathful Poseidon. Consequently, Andromeda was chained to a rock, left to be devoured by the monster. The encounter between Perseus and Andromeda occurred as Perseus was returning home from his quest to slay Medusa. Flying over Ethiopia, he discovered Andromeda in her dire situation. Struck by her beauty and helplessness, Perseus immediately fell in love with her. In a bold act of heroism, he promptly killed Cetus by using Medusa's head to turn the Titan into stone and saving Andromeda from her grim fate. Following this daring rescue, Perseus took Andromeda to her father and asked for her hand in marriage. This request led to conflict with Andromeda's uncle Phineus, to whom she had been promised. The ensuing quarrel saw Perseus using Medusa's head to turn Phineus to stone, removing the final obstacle to their union. Seems like after Perseus obtained Medusa's head, he turned into a full-time stonemason. Anyways, their marriage was not just a union of love, but also a symbol of Perseus's triumph over adversity. It was a fulfillment of destiny, as Andromeda's life had been intertwined with Perseus's journey from the moment her fate was sealed by her mother's prideful claim. Together, they returned to Seriphos. Upon returning to Seriphos with Andromeda, Perseus was confronted with a distressing reality. King Polydectes had been relentlessly pursuing his mother, Danae. Fueled by a sense of duty and protective instinct, Perseus acted swiftly. In a decisive and poetic act of retribution, he used Medusa's head, the very symbol of his triumph, to turn Polydectes to stone. This not only liberated Danae from the unwanted advances of the king, but also ended his tyrannical reign over Seriphos. In gratitude for the kindness and shelter offered to him and his mother during their years of need, Perseus elevated the humble fisherman Dictys to the throne, ensuring a just and kind ruler for the island. Soon after, a grateful Perseus gave the flying sandals, mirror, and helmet to god Hermes. He also gave his great trophy, the head of Medusa, to goddess Athena to be placed in front of her shield. I wonder if he ever thought about keeping all these tools to conquer the known world. Would you? Drop your thoughts in the comments section below. The next chapter of Perseus's life brought him back to his ancestral home of Argos, accompanied by Danae and Andromeda. There, destiny awaited, cloaked in the guise of coincidence. During funeral games held in Larissa, a fateful event unfolded. Perseus, known for his strength and athletic prowess, participated in a discus-throwing contest. Tragically, his throw went astray, striking and killing his grandfather, King Acrisius. This accidental act of violence fulfilled the oracle of Delphi's prophecy, which had loomed over his family since his birth. It was a moment steeped in irony. The very prophecy that had led to his tumultuous life and heroic deeds ultimately came to pass in an unforeseen manner. And that, my friends, marks the end of the legendary tale of Perseus, a story woven with bravery, destiny, and divine interventions. If you were captivated by this ancient myth, we invite you to subscribe and stay connected with our channel. I have also linked another great video here above for you to enjoy and keep the stories going. Until next time on the History Realm.